Hi, I just read this book called Readicide, play on homicide, genocide, suicide, how schools are killing reading and what you can do about it by Kelly Gallagher. He is a school teacher in California. Book gets a little technical as to what you should be doing in a classroom to get kids to not hate to read. And that's what happens. Children leave school, just like I left school, just like you left school, hating to read, having a negative association with reading instead of understanding that books are these massive tools, these weapons that can enhance every aspect of our life. I mean, these kids, it's like running away from the solution. It's like hating the solution. That's what schools do to kids in the way of reading. So he has a couple of things that he wants classrooms to implement that have been proven to work. One of them is called SSR, sustained silent reading. Instead of the teacher leading a class discussion, instead of the teacher lecturing, instead of doing worksheets, he wants the teacher to just sit there and watch the kids read. Shut up and read is what I call it. It's a shut up and read curriculum. And he's saying if the kids read for 30 minutes a day, they'd be mad when the bell rang. They'd want to read longer. They'd take the books home. They will develop a love of reading if they read, but they need to have time to read. Books are naturally addictive. They're not these horrible things, but you can't just force the kids to read difficult material, stuff like Shakespeare and Homer's Odyssey, and expect them to turn into bibliophiles. They have to read things that they choose. Recreational reading, I think they call it FVR, free voluntary reading. And there's some split. Is it half the books they get to choose, half the books you get to choose? It doesn't matter. They need time to read. They're not getting that time in school. And the schools that have implemented SSR, sustained silent reading, really just, I mean, these acronyms are a little bit crazy, but I guess every institution has them. The corporate world has them. I never heard of SSR. I mean, I know the concept. Like I said, I call it shut up and read. And when I have my students, we're in a taxi cab, on a train, in a car, I tell them to stop talking and shut up and read. Read, read, read. SSR. I have a new name to call it. The other thing Kelly wants you to do in your classroom and in your home is create a flood of books. He just wants you to have books all around you. He's found that if kids have to walk 40 feet down to the library to get a book, that they won't get it. But when he had the books in his classroom, they'd be more inclined to pick it up, more inclined to start it, more inclined to get hooked, and so on and so forth. So you need to have books in your car, books in every room in your house, books in the bedroom. Just you need to be at the library all the time. You need to create a flood of books if you don't want to suffer your kids to suffer or your students to suffer. Readicide. So it's a very technical book. It's only about 124 pages, but I enjoy these type of things. I gave you the big takeaways, but there's a little more in there if you want to check it out for yourself.